Hello and welcome to the How Do You View You podcast with your host, Griffin Stein. This is the podcast about, self-introspection, asking the questions, and it's really a personal blog, just something where I can talk and really listen to what I'm saying and seeing if I'm going the right direction, which, you can do the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just taking inventory. I am your host, Griffin Stein. People say I don't tell enough, but I put it on the screen, but I got people that just listen to it. So I am Griffin Stein, a rapper from, I might as well just start there. When I was talking to somebody about how they introduce themselves and what people want you to know when you meet them. It's and this ain't even what the show is about, but it's funny if you pay attention, people tell you what they want you to know. I've been learning that I just gotta be quiet sometimes. People will tell you what they want you to know. If they want you to think that they're a thug or a gangster or smart or dumb or beautiful or whatever, they do things that social cues that we all do or we all notice to denote these things. So so the reason I brought it up is because I said I'm a rapper. And a rapper, everybody is a rapper. I mean, everybody is a rapper. Anybody that can say music to the beat, anybody that can say something to the beat, anybody's a rapper. So the ubiquitous rapper, I don't know. I feel funny about it. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it ain't really as it's not as a prideful thing as it used to be. And not because of violence or anything like that. It was a group of people that had this skill that it took some skill to do. And most people can do it. If you really try. And the good thing is there's always some kind of audience for it. But I mean, I'm saying it this way is because that's anything. That's anything. Because I know people that say I'm a proud mother and their kids is over 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that sometimes you have to find a role. And it's an evolving thing. That's the crazy thing about it. It is. You're not the same person that you were when you had the kids. You weren't the same person when whenever these things happen. Whatever defines you as a person is not what defines you forever. And that's what I think a lot of people are getting into. I'm hearing a lot of people my age, hate on young people. And I understand it, but I don't, because we know what it was like to be hated on. Because niggas, nobody really wanted us around. As far as music and really other stuff. It was people that was trying to help us. Older guys that was doing what we were doing, but they wasn't telling dudes what they wanted to hear. They was telling dudes, this ain't the hustle. This ain't the hustle. But again, it's a hunger issue. So it was like, well, I'm gonna tell you, if you got another option, don't be in this street shit. They told all of us that. I didn't do it. I didn't have to do it. I did it. I told you what I did. I did one piece of crack, and it killed me. I couldn't deal with it because the lady was just so. I couldn't deal with it. So no, but I wasn't hungry. So once the OGs, and I don't like saying OGs, but once the dudes that was older and knew what was going on in the streets saw that these dudes was still, hey, we got to do this, then they helped them. If you're gonna do this, I'm gonna help you do it, but this ain't the life for you. And I only talk about stuff that I know because of that, but I'm sure that happens in corporate America. I'm sure people get in there and then decide that this ain't it. I know people that went to school for 6 years for something, and then they're not even doing it now. They working as a fucking clerk, for the city of Oakland or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, you go to school for all these things and you find out it ain't what you want. Roles change. Is all I'm saying. Roles change. That wasn't even what the thing was supposed to be about. Because what I was supposed to do is introduce myself, and I broke my own introduction by, trying to decide what, how I introduce myself. And maybe that's what the episode is how you introduce yourself. Um, and also, don't introduce yourself for what you used to be. Because the other thing is, I am a lot more than what I say I am. But I don't have the confidence to say I am. And that can sting sometimes because it's people doing less than me in the same realm, and they are what they say they are. And now I'm talking in code, but I am what I say I ain't. But I know what I am. Are you a filmmaker if you haven't made a film? Are you a baseball player if you never hit a pitch? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't, it comes to what we are and what we know we are and what we don't know we are. And what other people see in us too. It can be a bad thing though, because some people will tell you, I did a post, and I'm gonna flash it up. And I don't know why I don't know it when I say it, but I didn't think I was gonna say nothing about it, but I did a post where a person, I said, I'm gonna pop it. A person told, I know people that'll tell you that they beneath you, hoping that it'll keep you under them. So sometimes you gotta watch that also. Some people, I've been in a lot of situations now because I'm a go-getter. I'm a doer. So most people want a doer under their wing so that they can, use their powers for their goods. And, I'm not really interested in that. I mean, I was doing it to help people, but now it's to the point where that's all people want. And they don't even really, you can tell when people don't know about what you're doing. They say the name wrong, or they, and I know how I do. So I make a point to recognize people's stuff and say it the right way and know how to say it. So when people don't, I just pick up on it. It's all good. Like, it's people that know me for years and still say Griffinstein. And what you want me to do? What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? That's not my problem that they keep saying my name wrong the way that I tell them how to say it. And I say Griffinstein, Frankenstein, and Einstein. I gave you two. Anyway, so it must mean it's not important. And again, we don't deal with other people's problems anymore. We just deal with somebody. But you take note though. Don't forget that. Don't forget to take note. That's what we do. Somebody say your name after you corrected them more than once, actually more than twice. I don't correct them. I don't correct them. I don't correct them, and I don't care. Yeah, I don't. See, so that's the other thing. I don't even know where I was going. But the other thing is, I'm not an industry person. So I'm not really going to be, if anything happens with what I'm doing, it's going to be a fluke. It's going to be a fluke, because I'm not doing all of these tricks that other dudes is doing, or women. I don't know. I just know that I see a lot of dudes, not being themselves to get to a certain point that they want to be. Again, I said roles changes, but we gonna go back to selling your soul. I don't think selling your soul is this big ass sweaty room with a pen. I think it's just what you decide to do in the moment that's against your nature. Whether you a conscious rapper rapping about killing niggas, or you a killing niggas rapping conscious. If you're doing it for another end other than what you think is right, then it's the same thing. I don't even know what it's called, but I know it's called something, because that's a real situation. I don't know what that's called. See, that's the other thing. And I keep other thing in myself, but that's the other thing. I really need to start reading more into psychology. And if anybody knows a good book, I don't know. Psychology, I don't know if psychology is it or if it's human behavior. It's probably all of them. Because psychology deals with people that I think are already broken. Because I was talking to my brother and I was telling him that, because this is how I understand it. I understand that a psychologist is for, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I've heard psychologists for people that are, have a real problem. Therapy is for people that's, not to that point. So you would deal with a therapist unless you were, actually psychotic. I think people with actual conditions need a psychiatrist. If something is wrong with your psyche, then yeah, you need, if you having problems, being you. Therapy is you just need somebody to talk to get some shit out. And a good therapist will be able to say, bitch, this is too much. You need to go to a psychologist, first of all. And usually that's a good therapist will be able to tell you that. But a bad therapist won't. A bad therapist won't. A bad therapist will try to fix you. Anyway, so I said all that to say I was thinking about becoming a therapist because just because of the observations that I have and stuff like that, and somebody else told me, you should at least look into it, just to look into it. The reason I feel I can't is because I take too much. Meaning, I don't know how to I don't know how to take in people's problems and keep it as their problems yet. Like if somebody's really going through something, it's time to put on the jacket. I gotta go help him. And what do you need? I can't do that as a therapist. In fact, you cannot do that as a therapist. So what I'm saying is I would be down. I would be down. And you, as a therapist, I don't think you can I haven't been to therapy. You probably can tell, and I'm sitting here talking about something I don't know. So forgive me, and please leave a comment. I don't know. Yeah, just please leave a comment. That's all I'm gonna say. I know it too. I just put another post up that said some people takes our silence or our confidence as arrogance and our silence for weakness, but they just never know what we've been through. So I am teachable. I am teachable just by people that's really willing to teach and not people that's trying to manipulate. And I know it's a difference. So I know it's a difference. So when I say I want to help people, it is true. I do, but I have to learn how to help people without hurting me. And that's the thing of the therapy. Anyway, I guess I done already did a fucking thing. I guess this one is called what's your introduction, or how do you introduce yourself? So I want to do stuff that can. I was gonna say positive. I want to do stuff that's positive, but I don't have to do stuff that's positive. I want to do, because I was gonna say something else, but I want to do something positive, but I also want to do something that's uncomfortable for people. Most people connect positive with feeling good, but unfortunately, the best work, when you put your best work in, it's very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Some of my most where I really shifted, I was either in pain or I was in some kind of a transition. So I was stressed. So unfortunately, sometimes the stress or the agitator, I don't know if we call it the agitator, or whatever this problem that you have that's actually making you think this different way, it can mold you the way you want to be molded. I feel like I'm talking in color. Because, I don't want to say too much because I'm not a therapist and I'm not this, and I don't want anybody to start doing stuff that I'm doing because it worked for me. And I don't even know if it worked. I just know that I'm better with dealing with stuff right now. But I think I'm in the middle of it. So I don't really want to give advice, or not even advice. I'm just telling you what I did. That's all I'm trying to do. And hopefully it'll work for you. And I guess I need to tell you what I'm doing. So it's really just questions. I'm just asking myself questions. And that's what this whole podcast was for. And that's why it got dark. Because that's when I had most of my breakthroughs. So that's why I'm doing it in the dark. I will do it for the next couple times. I think this is episode 49. So from 50 on, which is, my last 10 episodes, I'm going to go back to CoBiz and go into a studio and interview people. Really just to see the difference between what I was and what I am. I think I did 12 episodes in the dark. And then, so that was the dark season. So I lights out on the dark season, and then we go back to the studio to end it. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I guess I have to talk to the Raven and see what's going on with Dark Network to see if something is what they want to do that way. I'm always gonna be part of Dark Network, so it's not I'm not leaving them at all by any means. I just had to focus on what I was doing, and most people understood that. Some people don't, but I don't worry about the people that don't understand. They gotta understand within themselves. So, and not in a bad way, but most people don't want. I don't mean this in a. I gotta stop prefacing what I say. But I feel like I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. So I kind of preface stuff with. And when I say preface, I mean I will say something to validate what I'm about to say. And it's irritating to me that I have to do that, or I feel the need to do it. And when other people do it, it is annoying to me. So that's another reason why I want to do it. I'm like, nigga, just say what you're saying. So what I'm saying is, people, and I think people will really appreciate you just saying what you're saying. And if they don't understand, then they should say something to you. Which brings me back to my point. I am teachable. So that's what I'm saying. Most people think because I say stuff, or I say I'm dark, or I say this, that if you say something to me, I'm going to check you. And I mean, shit, I might. But I also understand when people are saying something to help me. Like, I step back. Sometimes I step back. Like, it's some people that say slick ass shit. Slick ass shit. But I think, I was like, did they mean this way? And sometimes you don't know. So sometimes you'll say, oh, did they mean this way? And then you step back and you say, oh no, this is love. They wouldn't do that. They must have, let's get some understanding on how you meant it. Or not. That's the other thing. If it doesn't impact your money life or your clothing or eating, I put a post up the other day. I'm like, nigga, I walk past like 3 people that I know, like for over 20 years, walked right past me. One of them walked past me twice. Three people within 2. That's what I'm saying. I don't even walk the same. I don't look the same. I lost 130 pounds. I don't even look the same. My hair, this grew out. The top is bald as shit, but but I like the way it look. It's the mullet. I'm sure it's an African hairstyle one way or another. I'm calling it the Liberian mohawk, but it ain't got no name. And I ain't embarrassed about it. I ain't nothing about it. This is just how my hair grows. So we gonna do with it. Anyway, I'm teachable. My point, I had to get back to my point. My point is I'm teachable. Um, and that's the point. What we introduce ourselves as sometimes are roles that we need to give up. But if you're intentional with with what you say and what you do, if you say you something, do what you say you're gonna do, be what you say you're gonna be. People paying attention, even if even if you don't think they are paying attention, people paying attention. Um, People are paying attention. So, and even if they aren't paying attention, you sometimes moving in that right direction is enough energy to keep you moving in the right direction. I've noticed anyway. It's a because once these good things that you like to do, become a habit, then you do these things more. That's why I'm really leaning into music now. I just did a song called "Where Your Mama At." I might play it, but it's way different than anything I've ever done. In fact, it doesn't even sound Richmond. It doesn't even sound like anything. It doesn't sound like anything, actually. And that's what I'm trying to do, is get to where I'm just making music that makes me feel good. And I was kind of hyped about it. I didn't like it at first, but I just stuck with it and kept playing with it. That's what the dude was. I was listening to a guy talk, and I guess I'm gonna have to get a mentor before long. But I was listening to a guy talk, and I think he was breaking, because he was a musician, but he was breaking down working on songs. And I never really worked on songs like that. Like I would take the time to write them, and then take the time to arrange them, and I made the beats. That's what I do. I make the beats, I arrange them. I'm a producer, regardless of what anybody think, or if they don't like the beats or not. I am a producer. I make beats and I arrange songs. I arrange whole albums. So, yeah, but I never went into the song and just was like, okay. They said that the exhibit said Dre made it, and Too Short. They said Dre made them say a verse over 500 times. 500 times. So, if somebody told me to redo a verse 500 times, let me. I mean, I know you gotta respect Dre, Dr. Dre. Nigga, I've never did that. I don't even think I rapped on 500 songs yet. So there's another Escalon. Remember the old club, the Escalon? There's another Escalon. There's another step. There's another tier that, that sounds tedious. Anyway, what my point was any song can be a hit if you put enough work into it to make it into that. It may not resemble what it did when you started, but it could be. And I say that to say, the only reason I'm saying music stuff is because that's what I know. Everything that I say can be used the same way in different stuff. If you're a writer, if you're a child care, you can do anything, and this is the same thing. You could take a piece of work and just throw it out and be like, hey, this is my content. Or you could go to work and do the bare minimum. Quietly quitting. You could be the bare minimum. Or you can go there and be a superstar. It's really what you do. It's the quality of work. And you don't even have to do a lot. But people that know can tell when you put work into it. And now I can hear different shit that I need to implement in my music. Or, at least have it as something in my repertoire, where if you want this different sound, because I'm really like into this G-funk kind of a thing. It's just for some reason I'm singing a lot when I'm doing my ad-libs, and I don't like it when I hear it, but it's what comes out in the moment. So it sometimes what comes out in the moment, you just gotta run with it, because of, I don't know. I feel like we have this is meta, but I feel like we all have like this mind, or this pool, and when I grab from it, I think Trav was on the podcast. He called it the ether. He said if I
Idea
can grab something
from the ether and turn it into something
is
tangible,
non-tangible,
and I can put it out there in the
grab it
world
and
and
pull
make
it
it
out here.
available, that's success to me.
This ether is for everybody. So if I pull it, you're gonna recognize it because that's what. So what I'm saying is, whatever song or whatever emotion that I felt when I rapped that, and I sung behind it or whatever, it's from the ether. So somebody will recognize it because now that I hear it, and it ain't even mixed yet, and now that I hear it, it's like, damn, that really added another depth to it. To the point where I may even double it and do some other stuff. So here's this is the advice for introducing yourself as what you are. If you like to do something, continue to do it. Lean into it and do it as good as you can. And best as you can. If it's roller skate. Because what I'm saying is when you get deeper into something that you really enjoy, you find other nuances in it. And you learn to like it a little bit deeper. Same way with relationships. If you only go eat with your girl, if you only go like certain places with your girl, there's a whole nother depth of relationship you can reach. A business, if y'all run a business together, which some people say don't do, but I think the learning is the thing. That's what I'm saying. The dude, and I don't like saying names, but I want to give credit when I hear something. But the dude, I know on TikTok, the dude Dewberry was like, you trying to deal with people that ain't battle tested. It's these dudes that, you know, they did bullshit to get these women, and then okay, let's put it this way: you tricked to get them, meaning you spent money to get them. So now, from now on, this is how you got this girl. So you have to continue that, or you're gonna lose her. Now you're going broke and shit. So what I'm saying is, acknowledge your current situation, and you know if you don't like it, then you might have to be lonely for a minute. I don't have a lonely thing in me, but I like being alone. But some people are lonely. So my advice don't work for everybody. And I'm not saying it like that, but what I am saying though is I think it's better to be lonely than to be with somebody that's not helping you grow. And I know people who, when their significant other say, "Oh, I want to try this, I want to try that," out of fear, they'll tell them, "No, what you wanna do that for? You think you do the." I've heard it. I don't even know these people, and I've heard it. I heard a dude tell a girl he wanted to go back to school to learn how to, and it was like chef or something. It was something where it was, you know, it's like an art. It was like an art thing, and she was like, "No, you want to do that? I didn't know why you want to go, because all those women with it." And I was just like, so she is willing to live the way, and they wasn't happy. I could tell they weren't happy in this little, because they were in the grocery store and they was arguing. Anyway, what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to reevaluate the situation you in, because you're not supposed to be in it. That's all I'm saying. And this was all about introducing yourself. Next time, I tell you, this is the challenge, or this is the homework. Introduce yourself to yourself and see if yourself agree with yourself. Because I didn't. Because every time I say I'm a rapper, and I'm going to say it again because this is what I did. I went to the mirror and I introduced myself to myself and watched myself to see if I believed myself and to see what kind of confidence I had in it. And what the fuck is you saying? Hey, my name is Griffin Stein. I'm a rapper from Richmond. That sells me short. That sells me short. But I do that. I do that a lot sometimes. I do that a lot, I do that a lot. But Don't start doing. See, because I do Jedi mind tricks to myself. You can't start doing tricks until you know. You can't start doing tricks until you know what you are, because then you confuse yourself. And I've seen that. People are confused. I know dudes that's one way with one person, one way another person. And not in a good way. So when I say that, I say, see, some people say, oh, I'm the same way with everybody, dog. I'm not. I can't be, because I can't give to each person the same way that I give. And I can't take from each person as I usually give, or however you want to say it. But I can't be the same person. But what I'm saying is it's certain people that are compartmentalizing themselves with these different people. So instead of being the person you need to be when you're with this person, you're the person they need you to be. It's a difference. It's a difference. People compartmentalize themselves. So what I'm saying is, in a good example, I show up in the room. I try to be the solver, the helper, the da-da-da-da-da-da. Some people will just sit back and see what is needed in the room and then fill in for what needed. It's not like you're being the best you at all times. I don't know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. But anyway, that has been your episode of How Do You View You with your host, Griffinstein, a rapper from Richmond. Rapper from Richmond. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into it, but I don't know if I explained why I do that. I do that on purpose because people judge you. And I'd rather them judge me here. And I don't want to say too much. If I say too much, people expect too much. But if you say I'm a rapper from and I don't, this is not your problem. If I tell people, well, it's not my problem. If I tell people I'm a rapper from Richmond, California, and they assume I'm dumb, that's not my problem. And that's what I'm really getting at is sometimes. I think it was Ice-T, because Renaissy told me. I think it was Ice-T that said it. It could be anything. It could be some player shit. I don't even know. But it said, smart people can play dumb, but dumb people can't play smart. And that's the truth. So that's why sometimes I do that. And sometimes I do not speak until I'm spoken to. Well, that's what we was taught. So, anyway, that's a whole nother show cause that's the Shar. Shar has a book out. Y'all go and check her out. She got a book out called Masks and the people that wear them, and you can check her out on Instagram. Say What She Wants. You can check that book. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. I think mine's is on its way to buy her book. But anyway, this has been your episode of How Do You View You, for real this time. I've been your host, Griffinstein. Please, if you have any questions, I need to make this into a discussion, because this is a thing where other people need to talk about it, and I know I can put it together. These are real issues that people need to talk about, so yeah, I might have to look into that after this podcast is over. I mean, the series, and then we'll do something where, I don't know, because I don't think I did an update on stuff, but this was really just a personal, because I'm not going through anything, but I am trying to get up. The plan is, so I decided I have to get the power. I have to get the power. So, because I need money. So I have to get the power, and that's the people. People is the power. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna try to do it with the music and the film, and then get people behind me to do what I need to do, and then we get the people, and then the money. The money gonna come. I ain't worried about the money gonna come, but I need that 100 acres. I need to start growing the food and start feeding. I can't offer. I can't offer a utopia, or I can't offer any kind of a service until I can feed people and house them. Once I can feed and house them, then we'll find purpose. Then we'll find purpose. But yeah, you got to get your mind right, and you got to get your stomach right. You got to get your gut right. So we eating right. And I know I keep ending it, but I forgot I didn't do any updates. I dropped all of those videos. I just went. I did them all in a weekend. All of those videos for Capricornicus and the one for Daily Bread. Please check them out. They're on YouTube. I did them all in in a week. I say in a week. And they raw, actually. The way that the double vision, and all I did, and I probably shouldn't say what I did, but I don't give a shit. All I did was mirror it in Final Cut Pro. But you can grab it at different vertices and flip it and turn it different colors, and the shit is raw, actually. And those aren't even the official videos. I'm calling those reflection video, which I'm gonna do from now on. So when I drop, then I'm gonna do a reflection video. Then when I get around, at least it has a video in there. That's all I'm saying. At least it has a video in there. And I recommend everybody do that as far as everything, because what I'm also doing, and my viewership went up. My viewership went up. So on Spotify, you can put like a little, they say edit canvas. You can edit canvas and you can put like a little video in there. You can put a snippet of the video in there. I don't know if you can put the whole video in there. That'd be raw also. I guess I'll try and see, but they have requirements. But the fact that people can see some of the sayings that I say, that I put on TikTok and everything. Follow me on D.A. Griffinstein if actually D.A. Griffin, I was supposed to say that more often. D.A. Griffinstein, Griffinstein on everything. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I am on Instagram. I need to get on some other stuff, but I'm really trying to get off of all of that stuff, really. But the power. We back to the power. I need the power, so here we go. Anyway, that's it. I'm done, because this is not supposed to be that long, and it's getting light outside. So, this has been your episode for real now of episode, I think this is 49, how we introduce ourselves. Peace.
Dark.